Hello again, everyone. So now we're going to talk a little bit about percents. So we're just going to ignore the number line for a second. I just drew it up so it could be faster here. What I want to do is I want to look at this picture here. So we can write this as a fraction, then we're also going to write it as a percent. So here I have 1 out of 4 colored in. Okay, so I can change that to a percent. So what a percent means is it's out of 100 for every 100. So if I want to write this over 100, what I have to do is I have to figure out what do I multiply 4 by to get to 100. So I could think of it as quarters. 4 quarters is $1, so I'm going to multiply this by 25. Okay, so now my fraction is out of 100. What I do to the bottom, I have to do the top. So I also have to go 1 times 25, which is 25. Okay, so this is 25 out of 100. So that would equal 25%. So 25% of this shape here is colored in or has been eaten or taken away, however you want to think of it. Okay, so looking at this number line now, you can see that it's divided up into 10 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're going to create fractions and then percents as well that relate to this. So my fraction, my denominator has to be 10 because there are 10 sections or 10 pieces. So these are all going to be out of 10. So here, starting over here, I have 0 out of 10. Okay, then I have 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm just counting the ticks. This is 4, 5, 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, and 10 out of 10, or 1 whole. When these numbers are the same, that means it's 1 whole. Okay, so I can trade these into percents as well. So here, this is my midline, this is my center, and I know that because the top number, the numerator, is half of the bottom number, okay? So this means it's 50%, okay? Another way you can think of that is 5 out of 10. To get that out of 100, I have to multiply everything by 10. So 5 times 10 is 50, and 50 out of 100 is 50%. So here, now I have 10%, 20%, 30%, my writing is a little too big, 40%, 50%, 60%, 70%, 80%, and then 90%, okay? And then this one here would actually be 100%. So I can use a number line to help represent fractions and percentages. So using that, we're going to estimate where 25% would be on this number line. So 25%, well, here's about 50, about half, if you can see the whole line. So half of 50 is 25, so 25 must be about here. So 25%, and I can use my approximately equal sign. Okay. So now let's have, I've got 1/3 of a line segment. Okay, so it's like part of a line. It's not the whole line, it's part of line. And the 1/3 is going to be this long. So what I can do is I can draw in the rest of my line. So my denominator is going to tell me how many pieces my line is divided into. So in this case, my line is divided into 3 pieces. So I'm going to just estimate here. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not exactly measuring. I could if I want. I can use a ruler, but right now I'm not. So here, there's another 1/3 of my line. So now I have 2/3 of my line. So I have to draw one more section so that I have 3/3, so that I have my full line. So now I have 3/3, okay? This is 1/3, this is 1/3, and this is 1/3. So in total, 3/3. thirds, which is 1 whole line. I can also think of this in relation to liquids. So maybe I have a cup or a beaker or coffee mug, whatever, Starbucks coffee, whatever you want. And I'm going to figure out my percentages here. So this is obviously 0%. This would be empty, and this is 100%, super full, maybe a little overflowing. So I can figure out where 50% is based on using these. 50% I know is about halfway in between. So I'm going to kind of just use my eyeball. I'm not measuring. Again, I can if I want, but this I think is about 50%. Okay, so I'm going to draw a line now and we're going to figure out about where that would be. So say my cup is up to here, I've drank that much. So I can figure out about how much do I have left. So if here's 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, this is probably about 60% full. I'm going to think of the glasses over half full. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys for visual representations of percents. Have a great day.